Antioxidants. Okay, I've been hearing about these for years and years and years. I don't know what they do. I know that they're supposed to be good for you. What's the big deal about antioxidants, though? Like, why should I be eating them, and how many of them should I be eating?
Don't worry about why, just do it.
Awesome.
What do you know about why antioxidants are beneficial in the body?
What do I know? I don't know a darn thing. I tend to go kind of instinctually, and I tend to eat my colors. So when I see those dark, rich colors, I instinctively think that's going to be good for me. I don't see anything else like that on my plate. So if I can get some blue on there, if I can get some red in there, if I can get some, that's what I kind of tend to err toward. But I don't know that I have all of the knowledge as to why, which is why you're here now. Tell us all about it.
So I get to educate a little. First of all, do you know which of our essential vitamins are antioxidants?
I don't.
Vitamin C.
Okay.
And vitamin E. And one precursor to a vitamin, beta carotene, is the precursor to vitamin A. But these are actually antioxidants. They have very specific functions in our body outside of just the general function of an antioxidant, but the way in which they work in the body, it has an antioxidant function. I have a little graphic that I sometimes show people. In our body, we can get these like reactive oxygen species. So have you heard about this?
No.
Oh, okay. Reactive oxygen species.
Drive this bus, Lorelei. This is your bus. Drive it.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm not going to try to coax it out of you. I'm just going to give it all to you.
I will just keep looking at you and going,
Oh, okay. Yeah. So reactive oxygen species, they occur in our body naturally, really. And what it is it's some kind of like molecule, really, that is missing an electron. So let's just put it that way. It's missing an electron, but molecules, they don't like to be missing electrons because they're like charged, right? So if they're missing an electron, like it's like a magnet that's trying to find something, right? So it's going to go scavenge through the body and find an electron, and it's going to steal it from something else. Now you've got another molecule that is missing an electron, and it's going to steal it from someplace else. And you'd think it's just like, well, just one electron just gets carried, but it actually can kind of wreak havoc on systems because everything starts to degenerate and it can break down. Anyways, obviously we have this happen in our bodies all the time. It's not the end of the world. But part of the reason is the antioxidants can come in and they can donate an electron without having that result of like needing to find another one. They are stable. They are able to be an electron donor and then kind of calm down the situation. Reactive oxygen species, like having a lot of that, I mean, it's tied into things like inflammation. It's tied into things like development of diseases and things like that, that it does cellular damage. So when we start to think about like having antioxidants in your diet, we want to do that to help prevent cell damage. Individual molecules, not that big of a deal. Cells made up of gajillion molecules. So we want the cells to stay intact. They can manage things to a certain point, but like really that is what it is. They're kind of like the housekeepers to come in and help the cells take care of themselves so that the cells themselves don't start to get damaged. So that's why we want them. I mean, I think that's kind of a little bit simplistic, but the other side of it is that a lot of the foods that are high in antioxidants, like you're talking about, things like bright colored fruits and vegetables, they have a lot of other nutritional benefits too. So it's not like we're telling you all of a sudden you've got to eat a whole new category of foods that has nothing to do with health. Eating fruits and vegetables is the best way to make sure you're incorporating antioxidants in your diet. Eating fruits and vegetables is probably also the best way to make sure you're getting fiber in your diet. Eating fruits and vegetables is probably also the best way to make sure you're getting your essential vitamins and minerals in your diet, right? So it's all for one, right? Like having that healthy pattern of eating probably means you are getting those antioxidants in your diet. So I feel like it's a message that's more for people who like just kind of stay away from produce. They're like, I hate vegetables and they don't eat any of them. Or like, maybe I eat one piece of fruit every couple of days. It's like, okay, so you probably don't have enough antioxidants in your diet, and probably you don't have enough fiber in your diet, and probably you don't have enough vitamins and minerals in your diet. So let's start to think about some ways that we can get those kinds of foods have multiple benefits, antioxidants just being one of them. And that's why that's important.
How much would you say is the, like a good amount to aim for? I mean, I've heard things like, like a handful of berries is a good recommended allowance, such as it is.
Sure. Although we have recommended daily allowances or daily recommendations for vitamins and minerals, there isn't one for antioxidants per se, and it's far less measurable. Like, I don't know how many antioxidant units are in blueberries, right?
Right.
It's much harder to quantify that exactly. So I think I would just go with really general guidelines. We do ultimately want to try to get 5 to 9 servings of those a day, which isn't a radical amount, but a lot of people don't get that. And I think that if you are getting that, though, if you're getting 5 to 9 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables, other things that contain antioxidants are like nuts, because those have vitamin E in them, and plant foods, really. So that's kind of the main way you're going to find it. So if you're getting those servings, chances are your antioxidant intake is fine. You're right about the colors. The colors do tend to indicate very specific antioxidants. So sometimes you'll hear of like, oh, this has anthocyanin, or this has zeaxanthin, or xanthocutibur. That's not one, really. You might have thought it was, but they're all names that I don't remember. But you want to have a variety because they're all a little different. So if you're only ever eating, like, I eat a banana, I eat, steamed broccoli. These are excellent foods. You should be eating these foods, but you also want to make sure you're eating other foods as well, so that you're getting a range of vitamins and minerals, but also that range of slightly different types of antioxidants. Oh, some other foods that contain it. Well, this is all kind of in the category of phytochemicals, but polyphenols you can find in things like coffee and tea and even like chocolate. So there's a wide range of antioxidants. I would say if you're eating that number of fruits and vegetables, you're probably going to get it, but also variety can be really helpful to remember.
When we talked about our strawberries, we talked about how, like, kind of blueberries have become like the poster child for antioxidants, but we can get them in a lot of different foods.
Yes, exactly. And even cauliflower, which is white, so you're like, well, there's probably no antioxidants in there. You would be wrong if you guessed that. So it is actually, there is an antioxidant that colors cauliflower white, believe it or not.
I did not know that.
Yeah. We hear a lot about the cruciferous vegetables. Those are great in antioxidants.
So it's not just about eating a bunch of blueberries. It is about, like, really kind of hunting for that variety.
I think so, yeah. Like, if you truly are someone who doesn't eat a fruit or a vegetable every day, trying to get one, like, that's where we start.
Yep.
If that's where we end, I don't know how much impact that really is going to have, but I think you do have to start with that first step. So I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, hey, yep, I'm going to just make sure I get one serving of fruit or vegetable every day. Starting there, I don't know that you're going to see a huge difference, like, notably, but I think it can start to build a habit if you have an intention of starting to move things forward. Get used to it. See where it fits in. You shouldn't feel like you have to, like, force them down. Find ways to enjoy them, incorporate them, and they really do add texture to your meals. They add color to your meals. Visual appeal is not nothing with meals. And they add just another level of flavor. So I think that sometimes we overlook variety in terms of how it can help us from, like, even a culinary point of view.
One of the things I talk to with my folks is to look at their plate, and, like, see, is there something I can easily put on that plate to give it a little more color? So it's like grabbing a tomato, grabbing a carrot, grabbing some olives, grabbing, some blueberries. What would make a better picture? What would make it look better if I were to present it to the world?
There are some specific antioxidants that have been studied. For example, lycopene. Do you know what lycopene is found in?
I know it's found in tomatoes.
It is. That's the main one. It's also found in things like watermelon. I believe it's in, like, apricots, and I don't know, it's in other things, but it's kind of that slightly orangish red color that is lycopene, and that definitely in studies has been shown to reduce the risk of prostate cancer in men. Now, I say reduce risk, not cure. Having a diet high in antioxidants has been shown to reduce the risk of developing certain diseases. And often this is where we look at for things like cancer. But they cannot cure cancer. They cannot cure cancer. Food cannot cure cancer. Food, eating a healthy, balanced diet may reduce the risk, not promise you won't get cancer, reduce the risk. I just want to let people know, because I do sometimes think people think, oh my gosh, there's a magic bullet out there. I'm going to cure my cancer with it.
This is all just part of taking care of yourself. It is part of a healthy lifestyle that, yes, visiting the doctor is not something to be eliminated simply because you're eating a lot of colors on your plate.
Now, if you do have a cancer diagnosis, eating a healthy diet is going to support you through treatment, but it will not in and of itself like cure the disease.
Right. It's about, as we talked earlier, it's about giving your body the best fighting chance that it has. You know, we're trying to resolve issues from the inside so that they can deal with these external forces that are coming at us.
I just like to make that clear, because I do think that sometimes people will get carried away and be like, oh man, I've come up with a magic bullet. And it's like, you can use food to help support you, but it is not going to cure you of anything.
I'm always going to be doing my annual checkups. And the great thing about doing annual checkups is that most of the time, you know, you'll find, oh, hey, there's nothing to report. How awesome is that? Carry on. Go live your life for another year. Come back again.
That's what you want to hear.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's a wrap on antioxidants. All right. Cool.